Just kind of
Through the kitchen.
So what have you been doing since you retired? We had hunted last Saturday. I was a little disappointed in two guys that were with us.
Yeah. You got
Huh? Hey, what?
deer.
This year?
I'm shooting them down at Swazik, so I can tag them.
Yeah.
7 of them.
What are you doing?
I donated one and I made all the other ones up and gave it to all my friends.
No, my freezer's full.
My freezer. Yeah.
I had the dish technician at my house about a month ago. I don't know what nationality it was, some foreign. And I said to him, I said, you eat deer meat. You should have seen his eyes light up. So I gave him some hamburger and sausage. I have enough right here.
Actually, my freezer is full and I have some.
Well, last year I shot three, the year before I shot three, the year before I shot three. Oh my God. This year I just shot one, but you know what, that's how much you want.
I shot 4 last year. And I donated them.
No, I won't donate. I won't donate.
It's pretty easy.
I know it's easy. I look at it this way. If you're a homeless white guy, I'll give it to you. But I'm giving it to Mexicans.
Yeah, you don't, you have no idea who they're giving it to.
I'm not giving it
Them and they
I
donated.
don't, I'm particular here. You know, like, I don't donate to food shelters or anything.
Oh, well,
Good. I'm not giving it so they can go on TV, you know, so fat and lazy. And oh, I need food.
Where the hell's Richard? Where the hell's Richard? He and John are having a conversation.
Oh, I was gonna just call him.
Yeah, I was in this.
After 12 years. Hi, John.
Or right before or after each one.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
This doesn't look good. Yeah, leave
Yeah.
Just check the next table, it's like 39. Oh, is it a little lower now? That's what happened.
I would like to call this meeting to order. This is the regular Board of Supervisors for December, regular Board of Supervisors meeting for December the 10th, 2025, plus the year-end meeting budget adoption. Okay. Before we stand for the allegiance, can we have a minute of silence or moment of silence, especially for those two service men or men and lady of the National Guards that were ambushed down in Washington, D.C. Okay, can we stand for the pledge of allegiance to the flag? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
James Powell.
Here.
Fred Herman.
Here,
Richard DeLong.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, before we go ahead and approve the minutes of last month, I would like to call Debbie Herman up to the stage. If you could come up through here. And Brett, if you could stand up here, please.
I wasn't expecting this.
You can stand next to Fred. Fred has been a township supervisor for 12 years. And before that, 10 years on the zoning hearing board. He had 22 years of public service with Tilden Township. During that time, he went to various schools, conferences, meetings, a lot of time away from Debbie, studied at home, for various ordinances that we had to pass. It's just not coming to 2 meetings a month. There's a lot of work to be done while you're a township supervisor. And Fred, with that, on behalf of the residents of Tilden Township, I would like to present this award with the greatest appreciation. We hereby honor Frederick Herman in recognition of your past and for your passion and commitment, Tilden Township. I'll read the small part. 21 years of dedicated service, 12 years as a supervisor on the Board of Supervisors, and serving 10 years as a member of the Zoning Hearing Board from 2004 to 2013. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you,
For your
Jim.
service.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure, it really has.
And also from the Pennsylvania State Association of Townships. Okay, we have a certificate here, presented, certificate of service hereby presented to Frederick Herman, Tilden Township, Berks County, again in recognition of your 12 years of service as supervisor. We commend you for your selfish dedication to
Selfless.
Selfless, selfish. Well, I'm reading sideways. Dedication to your community and local government, as well as your leadership, commitment, and passion for serving your fellow citizens. Presented by the Pennsylvania State Association of Township Supervisors, December the 10th, 2025. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Jim.
We knew you were selfish, Fred.
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure serving with these folks. And we have a great group of employees here. They make my life a lot easier.
And we're not done yet.
Oh,
Now, I heard that during all these 12 years and 10 years, you've never taken Debbie out to celebrate, you being a township supervisor, and we have a little gift card for you for a meal at the Westie for you and Debbie to go out there and enjoy yourselves.
we'll do that.
Okay, and thank you. Hey, that wasn't bad for one mistake per meeting.
We'll hold you to that.
I wasn't expecting it. Nice.
Okay. We have next on the agenda, the approval of the workshop meeting, November the 6th, 2025, and also the approval of the regular meeting, November 12th, 2025. I reviewed everything. I do have one comment here. Okay, on the workshop, we have public participation. Greg Koslowski filed a complaint to the Reading Railroad, not the Reading Railroad, to the railroad and to the Pennsylvania Utility Commission regarding the condition of the railroad crossing on River Road and Fisher Dam Road. With that, they did some patching, at least you don't fall in to the tracks. But they're going to be doing extensive work next year, on those railroad tracks, not only at Fisher Dam Road, but also at River Road and the tracks. So we also got a confirmation from the PUC of Greg filing a report, okay, filing a report, and it's an e-filing report, and it just talks about mainly that the answer of the complaint is above and more or less the complaint, okay? So I like to have this put in file so we have it on record. And I received this today from Greg. Greg received it, he turned it over to us.
All right, it was Greg, so you filed a formal complaint with the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission.
As well as the federal.
As for what, the Railroad Commission? Okay. And so what they did is they've acknowledged it, and the railroad has filed an answer to the complaint. Now, the township is not a party to this, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So does this
Probably
go
should
back
have.
to Greg, or does this stay with us?
That was more as for your info.
Right, it was an informational, and we'll give it back to you. Monica just noted in the minutes.
Since the township doesn't have any,
It's more your talk than I.
Right, we make a copy of it, but it would go, I mean, this is something that would go in the minutes. I mean, all it is an answer that denies the claims that you've made, and it admits, let's see what it does. It admits that you've named the companies as Reading, Blue Mountain, and Northern. The legal name of the entity is Reading, Blue Mountain, and Northern Railroad, and also PennDOT as a party. So PennDOT and the railroad has been named as respondents, and neither PennDOT nor the railroad is admitting or denying any of the claims. That's all that it says. So yeah, you can make a copy of it for the.
I have a copy, throw it away if you don't want.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so then we'll just turn it over to Monica
Yeah. Put
for
it.
a copy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put
keep it
put
in the
file.
file.
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay. Are there any other questions or comments or amendments to the workshop or the regular meeting? Richard?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Fred?
Look pretty thorough to me.
Okay. Then, we'd like to have a vote. We need to make a motion to approve the workshop minutes and the regular meeting minutes of November 6th and November 12th, 2025. Do we have a motion?
You didn't say anything about that.
No, these are we did last month.
Oh, you did not say that. Okay.
Yeah, remember, we said that
Yeah,
last
yeah,
month, but
that's
this
right,
is just
okay.
to approve,
Okay,
what
I'll
we
make-
said last month.
I'll make the motion to approve the workshop minutes and the regular meeting minutes from November.
I'll second
And Fred seconded, Richard made the motion, all in favor?
it. Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. The payment of bills and the debt service. Since we're so close to the end of the budget, we actually had a really good year, and Monica, you really did a fantastic job of keeping everything under control. We had a budget of income of $1,307,824. We took in $1,824 and $1,824,420.06, leaving 39.5% of overage. So we took in more than we budgeted. In expenses, we should be at 92% right now. We are at 81%, which means that we did not hit the 92, which means that we spent less than was budgeted. As of today, the budget amount was, the budget amount for 2025 was $1,902,374, and we spent $1,554,238.84, leaving a surplus of $348,135.16 for the month of December. And that is with taking out the transfers for the police vehicles, the capital improvements for the building fund, the sovereign's fund. That's taking out everything that we need to be transferred over. I think that is a good percentage. Is there any questions on the payment of bills? And we thank you for that.
You're welcome. I do it by myself.
Yeah.
Everybody minds their budget very nicely.
I don't have any questions.
No questions? Richard? I'm not Richard, Fred. Boy, I'm really getting everything
How soon they
confused today.
forget?
I didn't forget.
Any questions, Fred?
No.
Okay, then we need a motion to pay the payment of bills for November 2025, and the debt service of the sewer expansion in the amount of $1,617,534.67. Who would like to make that motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills, November bills as listed, and the debt service that's due.
Okay, we have a motion by Fred. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Richard seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Next, we need a motion to authorize the township manager to pay all bills prior to the closing out of the books for 2025. Since this is our last official meeting, except that we may have meetings for executive meetings or an emergency meeting, but this is our last official meeting. So we need a motion to authorize Monica to pay the bills that are coming in from now until the end of the year.
I'll make a motion to authorize payment of the bills due in December.
Fred made the motion. Richard, you
I'll
seconded?
second it, yeah.
Richard seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. Next is public participation. Last month I read these rules. I'm going to read them again because I thought last month went pretty well. So just so everybody is on the same page. Under public participation, will we be following the township's resolution of 19-1993 governing meetings and the Sunshine Law? Number 1, 3-minute rules will be enforced. Township manager will monitor these rules. At the end of 3-minute rule, if the resident is in the middle of a comment, additional 1 minute will be allotted. If anyone in the room wants to allot their 3 minutes, your name and address will be recorded. Please remember, you will not be able to address the Board of Supervisors on this subject matter. Public participation is for comments. If questions are asked, any board member can respond at the end of each individual comment section. If questions cannot be addressed by the end of the public participation period, within 5 working days, call the township manager and ask your unanswered question. For clarity, we do have the microphone working tonight. For clarity, residents wishing to address the Board of Supervisors are to step up to the microphone and give your name and address. This way, we can hear and everybody in the room can hear also. If anybody in the back is having a hard time, we can always turn that up, to additional volume. Before we start, is there anyone wishing to address the board other than the concerned citizens of Tilden Township regarding the duct processing plant? Yes.
Troy Fisher, 333 Bachmal Road. I guess a question. Do we no longer have cinders for the roads? I know they switched over to the brine salt thing, which works awesome most storms. This one here, not one of those storms. Did they get rid of the cinders? We don't have them no longer?
I'm gonna have to address that to the roadmaster.
We haven't used, well, we don't get the cinders from the old,
Hamburg Center.
Hamburg Center anymore. And I haven't used anti-skid in probably 8 or 9 years.
We haven't had storms like this in 8 or 9 years where it's packs, and this is almost like the,
Yeah, I mean, we went out, we threw some salt down at the beginning, that's what I've been talking with some guys about, seeing how it is now. It would need to straighten out
now,
some
and
more.
2 hours, 3 hours later, they're great, but earlier, they absolutely
And you say Bonneville Road?
No,
Oh.
I'm from Bachmal Road, but I drive on top, I know
Oh,
Bachmal, you're gonna say that's a state road, there's no reason to
Okay, I
bitch
thought
about
you were
that.
talking about-
I lived there for 56 years, I know that's the last road to get done by the state, I understand that. But even getting to the state roads anymore is just it's getting bad, you know, and like I said, that, I know the brine works great for most storms. You go through Tilden, you go through Upper Burn, I know they're doing it, Strausston. You run those roads, most storms, it's great. But certain storms, they should have anti-skid to throw in with the salt to, you know, Paxton, there's nothing, especially with the cold weather, the brine doesn't work when it's really cold.
We don't brine anything. We don't use brine.
Well, the salt or whatever you're
Salt,
doing,
yeah,
you know.
We use straight salt. And,
But-
like I said, this one was supposed to switch over to rain 15 different times, and it never did. Like I said, most of the roads we drove on, trying them out, checking them out.
I mean,
There
even
might be some
Possum
stuff in there.
Road sucked when I came home. I
Like I
mean,
said, that's why I asked him when he
Fine when I
was in, he said it
came
was
over
fine when he
here.
came in.
yeah, now,
So I mean,
but the normal work traffic,
Well, I mean, well,
it was just absolutely
well,
horrible
it's
tonight.
snowing,
I
you
mean,
can't keep every road.
I understand the state roads. I mean, that I've been dealing with since I'm a kid, you know, I understand that, but,
I mean, well,
and that I don't understand why we can't work something out with the state on taking care of
I mean,
the small amount that we have.
well, I mean, that's different, that's a whole different story
Yeah,
from the
okay.
state, but like, as it's going on, I mean, there's only so much you can do while it's snowing. I mean,
So there's no way we can't look into going back, switch, you know, having someone in stock or,
But it don't really help. I mean, that's why we switched away.
Okay.
Richard, you live on Possum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any problems?
Not when I came over here, it was a little bit of snow covered, but I didn't think it wasn't that, it wasn't passable. I didn't slip, but then I did push it forward drive for safety reasons.
oh,
Once I got on my Burn Road and Fisher Dam Road, they were clear, I took it out for
Yeah.
It had spots where it was covered a little bit here and there, you know, where the sun don't hit it.
Right, sure, yeah.
It was falling off from what I
Hi.
saw.
Greg Kozlowski, 376 Hill Drive. And I'm sure you're tired of hearing about budgets, but we have an estimate for expenses this year of 1.582 million. Great number. You're putting in a budget of 2.1. That's a 33% increase. $550,000. $500,000 increase for expenses for this coming year. I just can't see how any supervisor could vote for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Do you have any answer for that? No, not without, we've gone over the budget. Do you have any, any answers?
Just, you do need some excess to carry over into the next year,
Right,
and you never know what emergency's gonna come
right,
up.
yeah.
And we're not raising taxes to pay for the big increase, right?
Right, yeah.
And haven't.
We haven't raised
Most
taxes
years.
for
I don't
7
even,
years,
I don't
8
even,
years.
I only ever remember doing it once
Yeah,
in 12 years.
yeah. Except for the fire tax,
All right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I knew we did the property tax all the time, for 12 years.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else? Dave, did you want to stay for the whole meeting, or, because you're on the agenda way down.
okay,
Did you want to do that now?
if we could.
Yes, yes, you can,
Appreciate that.
yeah.
If I may introduce myself, I'll talk into the speaker in a second. What I'd like to do is hand you a copy of a waiver request of the PRD ordinance. And in lieu of losing or cutting down some trees, I thought I'd give you a copy of the original PRD sketch plan that's been prepared for this particular property, being along Maple Drive. I don't know if you want just refer to it.
You can go into this pack, in your packet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I did email it,
Yes, I know I have it.
Yeah, we have it.
Yeah, it's in here.
Good evening, Board. My name's John Hoffert, and I'm here to represent Dave Leland relative to his property off of Maple Drive. The overall property is considering being developed in accordance with your PRD ordinance. And within your PRD ordinance, it specifically states that no tracts under 50 acres should be developed by that particular ordinance. So therefore, I am requesting a waiver of section 104.C1, Roman numeral 2. The minimum existing lot area being 50 acres. In this case, the tract area is approximately 37 acres in size, and therefore we need a waiver of that particular section of the PRD ordinance so that we can continue with the potential development of that particular tract. If you recall, this particular property is just to the north of the elementary school, the Hamburg School District property. And what I've just given you is a copy of the waiver request itself, and as well as the conceptual sketch plan of what we call Deer Park on Maple. It's a development to be developed in accordance with your PRD ordinance, but must resolve the issue relative to the tract size. Once that is obtained, if you, the Board of Supervisors, decide to approve that waiver, we'll continue with the conceptual design and layout of that property. So first, are there any questions relative to the overall design of the conceptual layout?
No, but we do have an engineering study here done by Greg Hawes. And it says, Deer Park on Maple minimum lot area waiver request. Dear Supervisors, I am writing in response to a waiver request letter prepared by John Hoffer Surveying dated November the 25th, 2025. With regards to the above reference, future planned residential development, the owner of the property, future applicant, is seeking a waiver to allow for a PRD development on the existing 37.716 acre property. The PDR ordinance, section 104, requires a minimum existing lot area of 50 acres. In conjunction with the waiver request letter, a conceptual sketch plan prepared by John Hoffer Surveying, last date July the 14th, 2025, was provided. I have reviewed the provided letter and plans, and I have highlighted in bold print no engineering issues with this provided waiver request. I have no engineering issues with this provided waiver request. If you have any questions regarding this project, please do not hesitate to contact me at your convenience. And I think we all have that packet. Yeah. I mean, this is an area that is kind of in the middle of, well, not in the middle, at the end of nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, Interstate 78 runs right by it. It provides homes, which we really do need a lot of homes, and it looks like it's starter homes, you know, mainly starter homes. It's not the $400,000-$500,000 homes. I hope not.
At this point in time, there were a couple scenarios viewed at one of the items being a 50 or 55 and above community. That was ruled out.
Right.
And some of the prospective purchasers, or rather the developers, the builders itself, Burke's Homes, is very interested in proposing to construct homes on this particular tract. They're saying, based on their demographics, that this is probably a $200,000 to $300,000 home. So it is somewhat on the lower end, but this community basically being developed as maybe townhouses in nature should suffice and allow, you know, car parking within the garages itself, et cetera. So yes, there's 110 homes currently proposed on this particular tract, which is well under your allowed density factor.
Okay.
Yes, we could go higher in density, but between the owners and the potential builders thought that this would be a good number in which to agree with the municipality not to overdevelop this tract, but to develop it wisely so that it can be used in this particular manner.
Yeah, there is a need for starter homes.
Yes, sir.
I mean, even if you want to downsize, you can sell your home for $450,000, but you have to buy another home for $450,000 and get less.
Yes.
And so this is a good plan for starter homes. And I was a little concerned because of next to I-78, thinking that, well, who would want to live next to I-78? Well, I went out to Bethlehem a couple of weeks ago, and there's townhouses, just like you're saying, right next to the highway, and they're all filled. So people want to have
In this
homes.
particular development, the way it's currently structured and laid out, that area immediately next to
Right.
that highway corridor is open space.
Right.
So that'll be the walking trail area, you know, the park side, the open space. It will not consist of homes being built in there, other than maybe the owner home. But other than that, the original development is further away from the
Yeah, I see
from the
that,
highway
yeah.
than any other
It's
property.
not
Yes.
right against.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
Right. Yeah. And the layout is very nice. It's the homes are scattered, and of course, you know, if we do grant this has to go through the planning commission.
It has to go to the planning commission and land development and then to this board.
Then through it has to go through many
Yes.
other steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, this is a first step under the POD ordinance. The next step will be the, what's called the tentative plan, which is the equivalent of preliminary plan.
Correct.
But under our PRD ordinance, a waiver of that 50 acres is in the discretion of the Board of Supervisors. It doesn't have to go to the zoning hearing board.
Right. Richard, your thoughts?
I have one question on the plan. You planning on subdividing lot 111 off of this? You have a lot 111 on here.
We do. That would be what I call the current owner tract. Mr. Leland is planning at this point in time to have 2 annexation parcels to sell some of the overall tract to 2 of your neighbors that would like to or desirous of additional land. There's currently 110 townhouse units and 1 owner, which would be a single-family detached dwelling unit being built on that lot 111.
And that would be the owner of the property.
Yes, that's his current desire.
You aren't planning any like an HOA, are you?
No.
Okay. That's all I have.
Okay. Fred? Do you have any?
Well, I see it would use public water.
Yes, sir. One, it would be proposed on this particular lot. We'll have to get some hydro studies, but we will be installing an overall community well, which would either be pumped to and/or a tank, a storage tank.
You're not looking into our existing system now?
No, sir. You're too far away for the expansion of
That's what I was
that.
thinking.
So what we would do would start up a new facility and then request that the water authority actually take this line over once it's been constructed. It would be gravity for the sewer to go all the way down through this particular tract, down to Maple Drive. So that is not an issue relative to grades or an unnecessary grinder pumping station or anything like that. So the only worry that we currently have would be to start, yeah, that would be gravity to your sewer.
That's what I thought.
And we would start up another PUC water company.
So, I mean, we really have to look at it for our capacity for the sewer.
Pardon?
We would have to look at probably the capacity for the sewer. Do we have enough?
Well, that would be under the board,
Capacity to send over that.
after, yeah,
Right, and that would be a will-serve letter during the planning.
and the planning,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the planning commission would have to review this and,
Right,
Yeah, oh,
and
yeah,
there- Right, there
The
are
engineering.
requirements in the PRD
Yeah.
ordinance for each step. Again, it's just, land development, just in a different format. There's a question.
Excuse me.
yeah.
How many houses were in this development? I couldn't hear it clearly.
If I may,
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
110 townhouse units.
110.
Yes, sir.
2 cars a house, right?
In theory,
In theory. Maple Drive and West State Street.
Yes.
Have you guys driven that?
Traffic,
Traffic?
next to a school?
Well, Maple Drive was always really busy before with the highway, the interstate coming off of there. And I think they would be able to handle in and out
No,
traffic.
Let me correct you. I lived there, okay?
Yeah,
No, it wasn't that heavy.
well, maybe it lived there, but
Excuse me.
it was heavier.
Yeah,
Then-
but that was before all the houses that have developed up here and all around. So is a traffic study gonna be done there to put a traffic light out on Maple Drive? And
No,
no?
sure.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you know it all. Thank you.
And how will the school buses avoid accidents?
Buddy, if you want to talk, you need to say something?
I just saying, like, you're talking that many people in vehicles and school buses going into school and leaving the school. Aren't you worried about the number of accidents that could be caused there?
No, because they're not all leaving at the same time. They're gonna be leaving different times of day, just like any development, that we have, just like Yoder Heights is a development, okay? You have people coming and going different times of day. It's not like, there are gonna be 50, 60 cars all at one time going out.
This is gonna be young people going to work.
Welcome to the idiot's remarks.
You have any?
We got a lot of traffic on Route 42 just by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and double it.
What's the difference? I mean,
I don't think you're gonna see
All they're worried about is the tax money.
Okay. Any,
Maybe we should, since this is such a big project, and at least me, this just kind of sprung on me here.
yeah,
I'd like some time, well, actually, in deference to Mr. Forte, who will be on the panel,
right.
I'd like to kick the can down the road to next month, give everybody a chance to study it and
Understand that this
And
isn't,
make a decision.
understand that this is not approval of the plan itself.
Right.
It's essentially a waiver,
You're just wavering the lot size, that's all you're wavering.
That's
right?
all I'm
Your overall
requesting.
Property size.
in order for this tract to qualify to your PRD ordinance and to be developed in any manner, this is the first step. Without this, it is over. However, in order to continue with the planning and follow the rules of the PRD, this is just step one. All the incidentals will go before your planning commission, will come back before you, the Board of Supervisors, for your review, your engineer's review, and your comments. If in fact a traffic study is warranted down the road and required, then one will be performed. if in fact one has to do a study to make sure that there is sufficient capacity within your sewer plant, one will be performed. But those numbers exist. It's just a matter of how much extra capacity do you currently have and how much will this project generate? That's all. It's simply math numbers. I just don't have that today. Right.
I mean, this is just one, like he said, this is just the first step.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, I mean-
know that. Yeah, I know that.
It has to go through a lot of steps.
I see that there's a couple areas with lead contamination.
Yes, sir.
Is it just,
It's isolated to a very small piece on the property.
it's not the whole?
It's not the entire property. Those areas have already been located. They're exactly known where that contamination is. And if you would note, all the contaminated areas would be on lot 111. It will not be on the common open space. It will not be on the recreation area. It will not be on any property owned or developed as a townhouse unit. It will be isolated on lot 111.
And that's what I was gonna ask you about next, the open space. What's there now?
As to the contamination,
No,
There's one
What-
home there. There's just one home there.
yeah. I mean, is that woodland there, or?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The closest to the highway is brush and woodland. The rest of the tract actually being developed is open meadow area.
And where would the recreation area be?
Outside of all the units, so about 25% will be open area or open meadow space, and all of the brush area will be walking paths, etc.
You're gonna clear all that brush out of there then?
A lot of it will be, but a lot of it will stay natural in state, only because we want it natural for the deer to continue to be there. We don't want to try and chase them out. But as any development, it will get tight.
Yeah.
But overall, when you start looking at the area that's being developed relative to the entire property, we're probably half, if that. So we're keeping open space at approximately 50%
Yeah.
and developing only half. We could make this a horrible, intense, densified facility.
Right.
We could put 200 units to conform to your current ordinance. We chose not to do that. We think that's overdevelopment. We think this is a fair and reasonable layout to help you, the township, and the developer.
Well,
And you said it's about 37 acres?
Yes, sir. And I say, I would like to quote on the record as approximately 37 acres. By deed, it's 37.7 acres. According to the Berks County Mapping Department, it's 36.8. So therefore, not to be caught that you said it was 37.716, I would like to say it's approximately 37 acres on the record. And then once we do continue with the survey, then we'll narrow that down and specifically state what the tract size specifically is.
and the thing is, we do have Greg Hawes giving that there's no,
He doesn't have any issues?
he had no issues at all, and he even highlighted it. Yeah. Like I said, this has to go through
Well,
the planning
Yeah,
stage.
it'll go through all the plans.
In all
well,
fairness,
They're proposing 55% of the allowable number of homes, and the tract is actually 74% the size.
Right.
So
mhm, correct.
they are keeping the
Yeah.
numbers down.
Oh, yeah, they could develop all the way up through here if they,
I mean, if they were doing one for one,
Yeah.
they could have 150 homes, roughly.
It would be in excess of that with your density factor allowed. And that's by your ordinance.
Yeah.
I guess,
But yes,
again, getting back to the schools, is our school capable of handling the number of children that might be coming into this?
I have no idea.
Well, something that has to be looked into.
I don't know.
That's something we can't regulate anyway. That's all regulated by the state. They're allowed, when they build a school, they're allowed to go only so much above the current student load, so they can't,
So we'll build a new school.
they
if it
can't
gets full.
over increase the amount to accommodate for future development. They can go a little bit, but they can't go a lot. Because I remember that when they did Tilden, I asked that same question, and that's what I was told. So,
And actually, I think they're under capacity at this point
I think
compared to where they were a decade ago.
Yes,
Tilden
that's
School
what I
District-
understand too.
Tilden School District is at capacity. They now have 5 classes per grade. So they're jammed.
But that may not always be the
But
case though.
You're correct. They could only build.
No, it may
so
not,
much.
Bonnie.
You can
People
see the
move out.
community is
No,
growing and
forget
it's
it.
getting younger and younger people in here.
No.
Just
But yeah,
pick pencil.
This is
Only
for
expand so
first home buyers, they may have children,
Just pick
you
pencil.
know, they need a place to go to
You don't know
school.
what.
Is this-
No.
Yeah, we're not, you know, we're not going to be taking any other questions. We have
About
a,
this
I
plan,
don't
is it
know.
supposed
Oh,
to be
okay.
50 acres normally for what is being
Is that gonna be the
proposed?
they're asking for a waiver.
A waiver,
They try to waive it. Right, I
under
said it.
normal circumstances, was currently in place
Toad
50
company.
acres for this.
Yeah.
What the ordinance says,
Thinks gonna lose up to
what the ordinance says
be
is
less
that
rural-
waivers
less
may be
rural drive.
requested.
Yeah,
It provides for a waiver to be
that's his
requested.
nickname. I can't think of his real
If-
name. Yeah, I don't know his name.
We all gotta be on the plan.
I have one question. Those parcels that are gonna be knocked off, what does that take that 36 acres down to once they're knocked off?
Are you talking about the development, what is the development
Yeah,
area?
once they take those 2 parcels away, what do we got left?
The 2 annexation parcels?
What is the development, what is the total development area?
Currently, it's roughly 37 acres, plus or minus.
No, I think
The overall
The
area,
area that's being built on, minus the open space and.
the townhouse development area is currently the entirety, without the annexation parcels and the open space, would be and remain 34 acres. As far as the actual development of just the homes being proposed, that calculation is not on the paper before me.
What's the projected lot size?
Very small, just in order to meet the minimum. So it would probably be a 20 to 24 foot wide unit. Given the length of it, it may be 100 foot in depth.
And what's the value of the home going in?
There's no projected value at this point in time, other than projections from the possible builders are targeting $200,000 to $300,000 per unit, as I understand. That is not written in stone yet. That may be altered, it may be changed, but currently, that is the thought process for these particular units.
Okay. Do we want to proceed with this? Is there a motion?
since it's gotta go through the planning commission and everything else, there'll be other restrictions, I'm sure, and conditions and everything, so I'll make a motion to grant the waiver.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
No. 2 yeses and 1 no.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
and have a nice holiday season.
Right, you too.
I really think we need to get the school district involved in this whole thing.
Pardon?
Get the school district involved in this possible development.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that the planning commission will do that too, to find out.
Well, I mean, he likes to go past the planning commission, so.
Well, this says there's no way that we're gonna be passing the planning commission on this.
Right, the school
No,
district,
we don't pass the planning commission. Huh?
You're skipping down because you did the waiver, they meant for the waiver.
right, but the waiver is for Board of Supervisors.
Yes.
Right, but there are many steps in the PRD process, which include the planning commission, and the school district can and should be notified, and I believe there's provision in the MPC for notification of the school district with these plans.
Well, they do have property adjacent to
Yes,
this.
so they should be notified.
Mhm. Sure. Okay. So we're gonna open it up to public participation now for anybody else besides the Jerkowitz Duck Farm here? Nope, okay. With that in mind, is there a spokesman for the concerned citizens? Do you have one particular spokesman?
How much time would that spokesman be allowed? Only 3 minutes?
No, we'll give you a lot more time. But then you're the spokesman for the community then. For the, just to make sure you understand that anybody, no one else will be able to. Am I correct on that? If we have a spokesman.
Give a spokesperson for the group. I mean, that person can express all of the concerns. Won't put a time limit on
No,
that.
right.
But no one else can speak up then?
Yeah, I don't feel that's right if
Yeah,
somebody else can
Well,
speak.
I mean,
It's up to, I mean, I didn't know if you have a spokesman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
no,
you
I
have
was
a
just saying,
spokesman.
yeah, if somebody wants to delegate their time to somebody else, that's
I mean,
fine.
I think,
But if-
let's just
I
do,
would love.
Let 'em
to-
comment.
let everybody comment, but
Okay.
let's do it this way. Everybody just comment once. Just say what you want to say, comment once. We understand what the concerns are. I have been in touch with the attorney for Jerkowitz and Sons. Bonnie, I've provided the answers or Monica did, I guess, provide the answers. And I called today to get some clarification on some of the answers. And so, so if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer those. But yeah, if everybody could just, within the 3-minute time limit, just speak once, address your concerns if you wish to. I think that would be a lot more efficient way than having everybody here for 2 hours. I mean, we've retained a hydrogeologist. We are going to be, the services of the hydrogeologist, I have the engagement letter here. The services include evaluation of groundwater and well issues, stormwater infiltration reviews, and related technical consulting. They don't maintain ground penetrating radar equipment in-house, but when needed, he can contract with a qualified geophysical subcontractor who can provide those types of services. That's additional cost. But again, we have retained an expert from out of county to assist with some of the testing that is needed. And I believe that we'll have reasonable cooperation from Jerkowitz as far as some testing of wells in the immediately surrounding the property. So that's the report I have. So why don't we start, do what we've been doing, start with the front row, and then anybody who wants to speak, give your name and address, and address any concerns, especially new concerns. I mean, there have been, you've spoken about concerns such as odors, your concerns about your wells. If there are new concerns, we especially want to hear those. Here.
Oh, you have.
I wanted to read about what the services were up here. Now, I'm not stealing papers. I got an office full of paper. I don't need any more.
Okay. Before we start, I have a question to you, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We hired the hydrogeologist service. I think by now, okay, because I understand the frustrations of the individual's citizens. But by now, we should be able to know what is coming out of those water cannons, okay? We should be able, either by court order or by asking them, can we take a sample when this is sprayed out?
All right, well, court order would require a lawsuit. It would require that suit be filed, and you want to avoid the cost
Right,
of
sure,
litigation
yeah.
if at all possible. I think one of the requests we can make is to sample the water. I mean, at township cost, to sample
yeah,
the water
yeah,
from the water cannons. And I know that they.
And not only at one place, but
At multiple
multiple
sites.
places.
And I know also that they're in the process of doing some repair work on their equipment
Right.
to prevent excessive spray or spray in certain directions.
Right.
that is
But even if it's
preventing
sprayed out there, we need to know
What's in
what is being sprayed.
from- Right,
Yeah.
what is in it, and
Yes, Michael.
that's why
Jump in
that's where the
finish.
distance is,
Let
yeah.
me finish, go ahead.
Yeah,
Michael,
I was gonna say,
would you come up with
Yeah.
your name, so we have it on record?
I just, real quick, Michael Fritchman, if we're gonna do sampling, don't we think it's gonna be a good idea to do random sampling? Because if we do a planned sampling, we could say, put fresh water in there and call it a day until, we leave. But if we do random sampling, hey, can we have an agreement that such and such times, we can come in at any moment when we notice you're spraying, we can get a sample of that and go from there. I mean, I think that would be,
That's an excellent
Yeah,
idea.
I
You
think
know
it's
what I mean?
something that can be worked out, that it be done in a way that provides a fair sampling of what is actually being sprayed.
And next, okay, the soil, okay? There has to be somehow and somewhere, I mean, we're in 2025 going to 2026, that soil samples can be taken on the field next to Jalapa Road and also next to Cheese Lane. There should be able to test the soil at where it's sprayed, where the spray is being put, and test that soil at different depths, not just 6 inches, but 6 inches, 12 inches, down
To
through.
be determined by our expert.
Right, determined by an expert on if there is decontamination at 6 inches, is it at 24 inches?
That could be pretty pricey too, because you're gonna have to get a drill rig in there for that.
Yeah.
They're not cheap.
So are autoimmune diseases, that's pretty pricey too.
Well,
$1 million.
if you're,
I'm just
we need to,
commenting, just following up, this is not my 3 minutes time. Just saying, kidney failure is really expensive
Okay,
too.
okay, well, again, you'll have your turn to speak, and you'll have your 3 minutes to speak. I mean, I think.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying, drill in different depths, I have no problem, just making you aware that I'll have to bring a drill rig in for that.
right, but this way we'll know if the soil is contaminated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that requires a different kind of expert than a hydrogeologist. The hydrogeologist is there to test the drawdown of the wells
Okay.
and any possible other reasons for drawdown of the wells, including whether there are sinkholes or other reason, or whether it's more likely than not because of the wells in the duct processing operation. Now, we have data from DRBC. They answered our right to know request, and Jurglitz has a permit for 18 wells and approximately 5 million gallons per month. They have not exceeded their annual extraction limits. On certain wells, there were exceedances during the month because they have to send in certified bi-weekly reports. But overall, they did not go over what the permit allowed. However, we need to, again, that's why we have a hydrogeologist, to see if that level of extraction is causing drawdown of wells, or if there is some other cause, unrelated or related. So that's the reason for that. Now, water testing experts, I've given you some names for water testing experts, and
Well,
that's something that would need to be retained by the township. I also believe that Jurglitz would cooperate with the testing of certain residential wells in the immediate vicinity.
See, on the other side of me, okay, says, why are we doing this? It should be DEP, because DEP specifically in their rules say they have to monitor the saturation of the soil, You know, they have to monitor if there's contaminants. So really, you know.
Should they be doing, I mean, there are complaints in DEP that have been made.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything.
And, well, then it is up to the township to.
But they're circumventing the rules and regulations that they have.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is, do you go and sue DEP then? I don't think we want to be doing that, because I don't think
I
that.
know, but there's a concern out here, you know, and so if they're supposed to be doing this, why aren't they doing it, you know, and testing it? Have you put pressure on them yet to do this?
That can be the next step, if that's what the board wants us to do.
I mean, instead of us spending the money where it's actually in there, because we could find contaminants. Okay, what are we gonna do? We have no ordinance. What do we do then?
I talked with three different departments with the DEP, and they said it is this board's responsibility because of the big Farm Bureau bill, that the board is responsible for maintaining all of the ordinances under
Right,
KDO and
here's
the
the
nutrient management.
Here's the problem with that. The state, you cannot exceed what state law allows. That's the problem. If you attempt to adopt an ordinance that's more stringent than state law, you end up getting sued by the Attorney General under Acre. That's what happened to East Coventry. They passed ordinances that were more stringent than the state regulations, and they got sued. And they're defending a lawsuit under Acre from the Attorney General. I don't think that's what you want either. I think what we want is to be able to know first of all, what the testing shows. Have our experts find what the testing shows, and then involve the agencies as much as possible. But maybe the people you talk to in these agencies are just pushing it back on the township. I don't necessarily, knowing what I know about
I
Acre.
talked with Senator Gephardt's office, and he said their office said it's the responsibility of the board because of the big Farm Bureau bill.
What is the big Farm Bureau bill?
The Farm Bureau bill, any A2.
The Farm Bureau is,
You're the solicitor, you could tell.
the Farm Bureau is a private organization. The Pennsylvania Farm Bureau is a private organization. It is not a public body. There are regulations as far as nutrient management, manure management, and biosolids application to fields. And if a municipality attempts to adopt an ordinance that's more stringent than the state law, which is I think what many of you want, the probability exists of getting sued by the Attorney General. And many of those cases have been in Berks County. Bonnie, you're nodding because you've seen those cases.
How can it be more stringent when there aren't laws in place beyond what?
But there are laws on the books. It's called the Nutrient Management. Look up the Nutrient Management Act.
Right, which is very vague.
And there are also regulations in the Pennsylvania Code that go with the Nutrient Management Act that state, for example, what records must be kept, what records must go to the state,
And the board
what
is
can be
supposed to
sprayed on the
have
fields.
The nutrient management plan is supposed to be here on file every year.
Okay,
One here and with Berks Conservation.
right, with the BCCD, which is the delegated agency of DEP. Do you have a nutrient management plan for fields and such?
Yes, there is one in their file.
There is one, okay. So they are giving you the nutrient management plan, and that's also filed with and approved by DEP.
But DEP said it's the township that is to review that and have one file with Berks Conservation yearly review. DEP does a 5-year on their own, which was just done. But this township board is what's supposed to be more proactive and keeping that on file yearly.
It is kept on file. The Conservation District does the review, not the Township Board of Supervisors.
And that's to be here, held in both cases.
Well, it's kept in both, the review itself is not something that it's not a meeting that's held at the township.
And I believe 3 months ago, the citizens asked to see that.
The nutrient management, did you give a right to know request for it? I mean, if you give a right to know request, the public, nutrient management plan should be a public document.
I don't recall nutrient management plan being mentioned.
Okay, if you want to make a request under the right to know law, it's a public document, we can give it to you. We can give you a copy of it, paper copy.
But I think the most important, it's not the documents. The most important thing is to find out is there contaminants come out of that cannon? Because once we find out if there's contaminants out there, then we can have some kind of proof.
DEP will not do that because it's not an industrial zone, plant. It has to be inside the plant if there's particles, and that spraying is considered to be particulates. They will not regulate particulates unless it's inside the factory.
You sure you're not confusing that
not
with
confusing.
USDA?
No, this is DEP.
Do you work for DEP?
I spoke with them.
Who did you speak with?
Per Williams' request, I spoke with.
Who did you speak with?
The Wastelands and Waterway Department they're the ones who said all of this. I mean, this is you're a solicitor. I would think in the 2 months I've been gone that you would know this information. For me, it was a couple phone calls and I found out. So I heard you gave this plaque, that's great, but what's happening when you're not here? Are you really working that hard to protect these people? I don't know. 2 months I was away. What's been done?
Yeah.
How do you sleep at night?
We've got, we get information, we hire experts,
Where's
doing.
where's the expert coming from that's going to do this sampling? Could you let us know then what the details, who found this, who's in charge of the hiring process for this specialist?
Well, the Board of Supervisors is in charge.
That's what we're gonna do tonight.
Yeah, we're going to make a motion tonight.
Some of it.
To get this water tested once for all, to find out what's coming out at random, and I think that's a good idea, at random, to test the water that's coming out of these cannons, and what kind, and then we decide, once we get the test, we go and find out from another agency, are these pollutants that's going to damage the water table?
And that's where the Conservation District comes in.
Right.
Joan, I
And
have a question.
Yeah.
With that nutrient management plan, so, okay, say, we review it every year. Who goes out, do we hire somebody? Or does our zoning guy go out and check to make sure they're following that nutrient plan? Can we even enforce that nutrient plan?
It's not up to the township doesn't generally enforce those
I
plans.
think
That's
so.
generally, that's DEP that does the
So
enforcement.
basically,
It doesn't matter if you get a plan.
yeah, you gotta go out and get the EPC to check the plan and make sure they're following it.
I mean,
Okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure, so even if.
yeah, I mean, I think.
That's what I'm saying, we can have all the documentation, if it's not followed through, but we can't follow through because we don't have power to do that, Bonnie, last meeting, I had asked you to give us a list of wells that were contaminated, okay?
You mean I did that?
And,
Did we give that to her?
Yeah, we gave it to Joan.
Joan, when we met with
Yes.
her?
Gave it to Joan towards the middle of November when we met.
Okay, yeah.
because I have not received anything, so,
I haven't either.
have
Well, we
you?
met with Joan.
Yeah, you met
And
with
gave her.
Yeah, I have everything. I'll
All that
get you
information.
copy. I'll get you
Oh,
copies
that's
of
right,
that.
she
just
wasn't
for
allowed to
when
get
we-
it out.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I can't give it to Keystone. You asked me not to give it to Keystone.
Because we need to know where these places are, so we can test these
But
places.
now, you're saying about them testing, but if you look at the question you asked them, is the order, no, wait.
Number 10.
Number 10, tested, and they said it's tested at multiple points as regulated by the DEP guidelines. And it requires tests for both potable water and FPRs. And that was their answer. So shouldn't they have all that on record already?
Yeah, they should have the test results and we should be able to verify.
And that
them.
should be weekly, if not daily,
Yeah,
and monthly. I also was told by, now I can't give a name or anything, but someone that worked there said, they didn't pass a lot of those water tests. She took the water tests. So I'm just,
okay.
I mean, I know that's just word, my hearsay, but,
We can have all the regulations that you have, and if it's, if the
They're doing the
procedures are not
testing.
followed, if it's abused, we're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, we can have all the paperwork, but we have to find out.
could I?
From an independent expert.
Interesting.
The only thing we can do is recommend to get an independent study.
Can I show you something?
Go ahead. Put your name, state your name and
Maybe
your address.
you want to make a copy of this then? So I took the privilege of doing, about 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, they were spraying in the field on Cheese Lane during the rainstorm that we had. And so we took the liberty to go and ask somebody if we could go on their property to test the Mill Creek after that, because they were spraying so close to the creek. And these were the results. The total coliform was 200.5 mpn, fail. E. coli was 118.4 mpn, fail. And the nitrates and nitrogen weren't much, and neither was the chlorine. But that's just, we did that on our own, and now we're gonna do another test eventually upstream, not downstream, from where that water went.
Right, to get baseline.
Yes, but I don't know if you wanna make copies of that, 'cause that's what it was Mill Creek off of Cheese Lane, not on their property. That's what's happening to
You know
our
by
creek.
chance what day that was?
What day was that rainstorm? Was that Tuesday? It was,
November 25th.
what was it?
November 25th.
November 25th. Yeah, it's actually Holly's place is where I tested, so.
Was that the Tuesday or the Wednesday before Thanksgiving?
Yes, yes.
I know the one day I went over there
Does that have an address on it?
during the rainstorm. And
It's my address.
Actually, it had stopped and at that particular time they weren't.
It's my address because I was told by the Attorney General to have it tested as regular water. It's not
You
well
say
watered.
it's Mill Creek, near Cheese Lane and 22?
It's near Cheese Lane. It runs through Cheese Lane. It runs through Dergowitz property. And this was tested at the downstream, about a quarter mile from them.
So the spray that they were spraying, you feel that?
It was very close to, I don't have a map here, but I do have it posted on, and I have it circled where they were spraying and how close it is to the Mill Creek.
Okay.
And it was reported to DEP. Alvin?
Yeah, we saw that. picture,
Yes.
yeah.
DEP was notified of it, and they said it is a direct violation for them to spray during rain.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
And my guess is it is for frozen ground, because I don't know if you know that during the winter, starting Monday, they are not allowed to spray till after February 28th.
Right, they're not allowed to spray on surface.
During the winter, you cannot spray on frozen land or snow-covered land. Today, they were spraying again, during the snowstorm.
Yes.
I
So,
saw somebody, there is an exception, as long as they don't cause runoff.
Yeah, I know that they're not supposed to do
no, there's no, it's not an exception.
I read that too.
In the plan, it starts Monday. Some already had started, other states a few days ago.
But like you said, Fred, I seen something.
I also, was hoping
Suppose it down like
that,
instead of 5,000 gallons an hour.
the zoning would be here,
Yeah, and
because I went over some
there
of
can't be any
the,
runoff,
the
as long as the
zoning
ground's absorbing.
ordinances for intensive agriculture. And, let me find mine, or did I give it to you? One minute here. Okay, so the definition of intensive agriculture is a system focused on maximizing crop and livestock output from a small area of land using high inputs like fertilizers, pesticides, machinery, and advanced technology, leading to high yields, but often raising environmental and animal welfare concerns. So Dergowitz is zoned as intensive agriculture A2, which is on the map there, correct?
Right, that in and of itself, that's a permitted use.
Okay, so for intensive agriculture, it usually is for raising animals in a condensed area. And processing part is a broader supply chain or industry that intensive agriculture does support, but its primary production is post-production activities like slaughter, dressing, and packaging the meat. And it falls under regulatory categories. While it's an integral part of the industrial agricultural system, it relies on intensive farming practices. The facility itself is classified based on its specific processing, not primary production. So it actually should probably be zoned A1 and not, because they are no longer raising animals on that
Well,
farm.
It's zoned, the land is zoned a certain way. I mean, we're not gonna rezone the land. The question is whether the operations are in violation of the way the land is zoned. That's the real question.
Well, since they no longer raise animals there, would that contradict that?
Well, I'd need to look at that. I mean, I'm not gonna give an answer on the spot.
I
Yeah.
think there's more forms in that area too.
Right.
There's the high intensity agricultural, there might be the rubber farm, I'm not even quite sure if that is in the agricultural intensity.
Not that, they might be on too, but Dave Gross's farm might be on that.
Oh, Dave Gross's,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there were some other things with the zoning too, and they were talking about that you need to have, now I don't know, and because he's not here, the zoning. Also, see, they were approved for this back in 1982, 83, or
Right,
84.
So that, right.
So
that would be
were they
pretty
approved for the
good.
growth of this future, of what, I mean, they were approved at that time to have a certain amount. But does anything ever go
Yes.
through to,
As they progressed over the years, they progressed into not only raising them, but also processing. You know, because when I went.
right, but for a certain amount they were approved for, were they not?
I don't know.
Well, see, that's what I think we need to look into and answer, because so they could just keep on growing and growing and get out of control even more, and there's nothing to control it with the township, right? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, a non-conforming use is allowed, it's natural expansion. The question is, if it gets beyond that and gets into other uses, that's where it could be a zoning violation.
And I wasn't sure about this, I'm not arguing it, I'm just saying a lot of area of not less than 25 acres for each dwelling or building permitted in this district. So if they have numerous buildings, that building should be on 25 acres, each building, if I'm reading that correct.
And that would be up to the zoning officer.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Same with a stormwater management plan, and that is supposed to be approved by the township engineer, and that should be on record here. The approved nutrient management plan, you're saying they do have that here?
Right.
Also,
Those items, you would be able to see those and get those through a right to know request, absolutely. Those are public documents. Stormwater management plan is a fully public document.
and we have that all on file here.
I believe so. I mean, nutrient management plan we know is. I would assume that the stormwater.
Conservation
Well,
plan.
Anytime they put up a building, they have to do a stormwater management plan. Right now, they tore 3 buildings down, and there was a requirement for them to do a stormwater management.
Right.
Okay.
If it's in
But
excess
that's,
of 5,000
that's what Jim
square
said
feet.
anyway.
If
Okay.
it's in excess of 5,000 square feet, it's stormwater, yes.
And then for O, it was the solid and liquid waste, including but not limited to offal, which is discarded byproducts, shall be disposed of in a manner that will avoid creating insect or rodent problems. Now, this is your zoning, and will be consistent with the nutrient management plan. Now, we already know that you had some people come up here and bring you bags of flies that, because of the spraying over in the field. So that is an ordinance that, a zoning about that, and also an odor abatement plan, which shall be reviewed by the Penn State Extension Service and approved by the township supervisors. So is that done every year?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no discharges of liquid waste and or sewage, including but not limited to offal, shall be permitted into any reservoir, sanitary sewer or storm sewer disposal system, holding ponds, stream or open body of water into the ground unless the discharges are in compliance with any permits, local, state, and federal regulatory agencies. So are those holding ponds considered, are the lagoons considered holding ponds?
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's why I was hoping the zoning was here and if he had some answers, but
I would think it's just probably
I would
terminology.
think so too, and they would
Because
have
when
to
they put the
be,
place
it would have
in,
to
that's
be
what those are
approved.
for, because every time they put a duck house.
But yet it
in,
says that it's
they
not
do the same
allowed.
thing. You gotta have holding ponds for all their renewable.
Unless permitted
Unless it is.
by
unless
local, state,
But they
and or
have no
federal.
I think the
No.
holding ponds have
But
to.
they still have ponds.
They have the lagoons, yeah.
Right, lagoons may not be the same as a holding pond, but that's something we need to ask our zoning officer
Yeah.
how that's considered.
I just
And I think
didn't know
that-
if somebody was reviewing the intensive agricultural ordinances or not. So I wanted to bring that.
Thank you, it's a good summary.
Okay, thank
The
you.
gases go up. Okay. One more question, and then we're gonna have to
Statement.
we're gonna have to continue, and then at the end, because we have a lot to do yet tonight. So we'll take your question, and also this gentleman's, because you had asked to speak. So we'll take your question and that gentleman's question, and then we'll continue with our meeting, and then at the end of the meeting, if there's any more questions, we'll continue them.
Or statements.
Or statements, yes.
Okay, I have a statement. Rebecca Barlett, 1310 Hex Highway. So I was away for 2 months with my son, and he gets regular nosebleeds. For 2 months, he did not have them, and he was in an airplane, no nosebleeds. We came back 3 days before Thanksgiving. Within 3 days, he had a nosebleed here, and it's been chronic since we moved here. Today at 1:30, I left to Kutztown to take him to the orthodontist. Came back around 2:30, 3 o'clock. As soon as I got past Walnut, the smell, the odor just hit my nose. They were spraying up there today in the middle of the snowfall. I went home. It was awful. It was penetrating my house. It was so bad. It was horrific.
Is that next to Jalapa Road?
They were spraying on Cheese Lane.
Oh, Cheese Lane.
They were spraying up on Cheese Lane, and with the snow on the ground, they were spraying today. I called DEP hotline and reported it, and I think you should know that that's happening. It was horrible. It's a problem, and they are violating the safety of this township.
They're willing to violate one, they violate a hell of a lot more.
Well, you
Why-
did the right thing by calling DEP.
But to what end?
What
You
was
know,
it?
this has been months. They just said they would. They can't do anything.
What can we do about it, though?
That's my question for you.
Yeah.
What can we
And
do
we're
about
trying to
it?
figure it out, but it always comes back to who is in charge? DEP.
They put it back on the
And we're
township.
not trying to bounce it back.
So,
But that's where.
here's my question. What about a wastewater treatment plan? What would need to happen legally for us to bring that, for this township to bring that forward? not a wastewater treatment plan, a plant, like Bell and Evans has, to do something responsible with this water.
Well, the water goes through a treatment
It's
process.
not responsible use. And what is the difference between a lagoon and a holding pond? Because I think what he's, at the level he's at, he's supposed to have those covered, and they're not. They're open.
The way as far as what they're doing with the water, they are starting to use a process to remove that top layer of animal fat from that water to help the odor problem. They're also using some digester microbes to attempt to abate the odor problem. So
Did they start that yet?
I believe they did start that, but I will report to their attorney that they are spraying during a snowfall, because that is something that he's formerly from DEP. He's well aware that they shouldn't be doing
Yeah,
it.
Chris Haas.
Yes.
Right.
And he's well aware that they shouldn't be doing it. So I will speak with him about that this is happening, because I don't know that they're telling him everything about this.
And in the meantime, we need to get that water testing coming out of the cannons.
They're going to be
And also the
pushing.
soil.
They're going to be
That can't
pushing
be done
this
till
spraying.
though, probably
They
now.
flush those cannons out.
Those-
Yeah.
They
Well,
can't
the water still
spray.
has, as the water comes out of the cannons,
They can't spray right now though.
huh?
They can't spray from December till the end of February.
Well, they seem to be doing it.
15th, December 15th. So right now, they have to empty those lagoons, so they're gonna have enough room for the winter to store what they have. If you look at the nutrient management plan, they have to empty one lagoon 100% and another lagoon 70% in order to hold, supposedly, all the wastewater from December 15th through February 28th, or possibly longer if the ground is still snow-covered or frozen. They cannot spray from December 15th to February 28th.
So where's all that water going to?
I'd like to know too.
Right.
Because those lagoons are gonna fill up pretty quick, I think.
That's a great question.
What are they gonna do with that water?
And then this suggestion of random testing, right? This is a question I have. The company hired, which is in the notes, are they going to do random testing, or is this planned testing? You know,
Well, I think our suggestion,
Our suggestion is for
Yeah,
random
it has to be
testing.
random testing.
But like I said, you really,
Thank
it
you.
isn't gonna do any good to test now.
Yeah.
Because
Well, we can
there's no
still
spray.
test what comes out that goes into the lagoons.
Well, that you can, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we can still test that water.
But how are you gonna do that without them, a random test without them
Well,
knowing?
we just show up.
Well, we have,
I think you have
We just gotta show
to,
up, we have to get some kind of agreement.
the only people that can do that is
We gotta get
DEP.
permission from the laws to do it first.
First, yeah.
we don't need to cover private parties can't go do surprise
No,
inspections.
only DEP is allowed to test on there from what I was told.
But we can test the soil.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna do any good now because nothing's being sprayed over here. It hasn't been sprayed now for, well,
No,
Alan probably
but
knows, but.
If you go down deep enough, it should show that there was,
There might be
because
some,
we're
but
talking
it-
about wells that are going down 100 feet, into the
Yeah,
aquifer.
I mean, you can
So
try,
that
but I
should-
would do a test now and then if you want, but I would also do after they start spraying again, fraction of a spray.
Do that.
Right, but I mean, maybe now's to establish a baseline.
Mhm. Yeah, that would work.
I did promise the gentleman in the back, if you would please come up, please.
Yes, hi. I'm Joseph Wentling, 236 Cheese Lane. Moved here in 2021. Gotta say I love the area, right? I know the Right to Farm Act covers the smells, sounds, whatever comes out of a farm. Doesn't bother me much, right? What does bother me is my well water, right? So we have one of them fancy fridges that has a filter in it. Usually let my wife, my kid, and my dogs, well, no, I'm sorry, my wife and my kid drink out of that fridge. I drink out of the faucet, right? So if I brought each and every one of you a cup of water out of my faucet and then told you total coliform is 50.4 mpm per 100 milliliters, and E. coli 20.7 mpm of 100 per 100 milliliters, would you drink it? Yes or no?
How deep is your well?
That I don't know. I will say I did have to put a well pump in about a year or two ago, and it took everything I had to pull that hose out, so I'd say it's pretty deep.
I don't know, because I don't know what is the limits for drinking and what.
Zero.
Zero.
Now, don't get me wrong.
There should be no shit in your water.
When it comes to total coliform in your water, 40% of wells in Pennsylvania have some sort of coliform in it. Now, don't get me wrong, this is probably something I should have known, right? But in high school, the Dewey Decimal System and Common Core math doesn't set you up for stuff like that, right? Now, I will say earlier this year, I had to put a dog down due to neurological issue. I'm no veterinarian, I'm no doctor, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it was probably caused from the E. coli, which affects neurological systems in dogs. Because it just so happens 2 weeks ago, another one of my dogs has the same neurological issues now. Now listen, corporate America is really good at scheduling meetings to delay results. When we could just go in there, put your foot down and say no. Stop. It was set up here that they are making repairs or whatever to their systems. Shut down till those repairs are done. I'm a mechanic. If I would put a bus full of children out there, I'll get to it. I'm not done fixing it yet. And something happens to those kids, they're coming after me, right? My son's drinking this water. My wife is drinking this water. I'm drinking this water. It doesn't matter to me. Listen, I died a couple years ago. I'm living on borrowed time as it is. But just the fact that I potentially killed 2 of my dogs and could be killing my wife and kid, that's where something needs to be done.
Right.
And that's all I'm asking.
Yeah. We thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to continue with the regular meeting, and then we'll come back to this because we have a lot of things to cover here. Okay. We want to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Chief?
Thank you. Be very brief. Department handled 82 incidents for the month of November, not counting 15 EMS calls that we did not have to go to. There were no trainings in November or anything like that. You have the crashes and everything else you normally do, the call volume, but that's it. I don't have anything else. What do you have?
2014, did you drive around the block 2 miles?
That was when they came up to certify and they have to drive down to the Seventh-day Adventist church area there. That's what that was. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna have to keep the noise down because it's hard for us to hear. Thank you. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the fire company. We didn't get a report from them, did we?
Not Amber.
Not Amber. We did get a report from Charlottesville. Charlottesville Fire Company was very busy. They had numerous calls for their area and also part of Tilden here. And also Upper Townhall.
Their chief was here, but he got a call right before the meeting.
Yes.
As I was coming in, I saw him taking off with the siren.
And we also have a report from the Hamburg EMS, which is our ambulance. I'm just going to read a couple figures here. Okay. Maybe
No, it's not that. There's a group of
okay. Okay. The Hamburg ambulance responded to 60 in the month of October. in the month of October, they responded to 65 calls in Hamburg Borough, 36 in Tilden, Upper Bern Township 23, Windsor Township 20, West Brunswick Township and Schuylkill County 14, Perry Township 11, and Upper Topahocken 11, and Greenwich 7, and Bethel 6. And then there's a lot of other townships that were only 1 or 2 calls. So the Hamburg ambulance is very busy. Okay, solicitor's report.
Okay, one item under my report and others that are dealt with other areas. This is proposed ordinance amending the street opening ordinance. The changes would be, first of all, the permit, it would be an actual visible permit, which is the signed application countersigned by the township, which has any and all restrictions, just like a building permit would be, have to be available at the job site of any street excavation. The second was the removal of a requirement that copies for delivery slips of material utilized in the restoration of excavation areas be provided to the township manager. That was an outdated requirement. And then the final change to the street excavation ordinance is that financial security can be either cash or irrevocable letter of credit or bond, as opposed to just referenced a bond. So those are the changes that were recommended, and I would like authorization to advertise this as, and I think it would be ordinance number 258-2025.
It says 257.
Okay, because I thought 257 was the cable ordinance, but that's fine. Ordinance 257-2025. We can check the number.
I'll double check on it.
Okay, who would like to make a motion? First of all, is there any questions?
No, I don't have any.
Yeah, and Mike, you had the chance to review it today, which, thank you, I know you were very busy.
Fred, do you have any questions? Okay, with that in mind, we need approval to advertise the ordinance as amended from 2/46/2020, the street excavation. Is there a motion? Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to advertise ordinance 257-2025.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, that would be advertised. As I said, the other items are elsewhere in the report. In the agenda.
Okay, and the next thing is the zoning. Okay, we have that report. We have a small number of permits that were issued because it's getting cold out there. We have only issued actually 4 permits in the total of $1,291.30. Any questions on this? If not, we'll go to the Roadmaster's report.
Very short and simple.
Very simple.
Everything's going well. I'll report for sewer. We started working on some of the fixes on Tuesday. Some of the manhole fixes, they went well so far. We should be able to get back at it tomorrow, depending, hopefully, how the weather is. And so far, everything's going well. Besides that, everything's normal. Keeping everything as clean as we can.
Okay. Very good. And the water report here, it says that the waters continue to operate well. The quality of waters being produced continues to be very consistent. Any other questions?
No,
I just have a question for the water from the township news thing. Are we gonna look at applying for any of those grants and stuff for water system? Or can't we? I didn't read the article.
I haven't looked at that yet.
Okay.
I can look at it.
Actually, just glanced at it a little bit today, but I didn't.
I haven't looked at the requirements.
I didn't get it in depth. I was just curious. It's nice to know since we got big tank repair and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, tank repair, and I know we talked about closing the system off.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
finishing it, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to get that
Yeah, especially if we can get the grant to close that system.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, secretary's report.
Okay, I attended the Pennsylvania zoning course at Albert College for my master zoning certification on November 6th, 13th, and 20th. I also met with our health insurance agent. We reviewed the 2026 health insurance policy, premiums. Also, she informed me at that time that we would be projected a credit due in 2026 of approximately $19,000. So, like I explained this last year, part of our premiums that we pay every month, they take a portion of that and put it into an account. They take that money, and then when claims are submitted, they use that money to pay those claims. So we've had very little claims. So what's ever left at the end of the year, if we renew with them, they issue a credit.
A credit to the existing or the upcoming bill.
Correct. They'll credit us next year on a bill, however many bills that covers.
Right.
Correct. I'm prepping for year end, month end, quarter end. It's very busy right now. Also, 23-24 audit is underway. It is still supposed to be completed. They're shooting for the 20th of this month. Also, I want to note that from the general fund for this year, we budgeted $20,000 for EMS. We gave them $6,000 donation. The remaining $14,000 is being transferred to Pliget, a higher interest investment account. Also, the fire tax is also being split and transferred as well. Other than that, that's all I have for today.
I did have one question, but I've lost it already.
So what you're saying, we're gonna budget 20,000 for the ambulance every year, but we're only gonna give them 6,000 of that.
Correct, unless they request more.
For material.
Right, so.
But we're putting it aside for them.
We're putting it aside, just like we're doing for the fire companies. So I did get an email from Leslie today. Their insurance has jumped 12.5% for next year. So she's gonna give me some dates. She wants to meet with the board to discuss how to proceed for the future.
I can see why, because they already wrecked that new ambulance.
Oh, did they?
I saw it today, they backed into something smashed up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were sitting up at Walmart for like 15 minutes. I don't know why they were there. They drove in, parked, one guy went in, they were in there for like 15 minutes and then they left. I have no idea why. They didn't pick nobody up or nothing. Well, if they are, I don't agree with that.
Well, they were probably called in that they weren't needed to transfer.
Well, only one person went in, not both of them. Somebody stayed in. Like, I don't know if they were called, but they didn't treat anybody that I saw. But yeah, they got a big dent in the right rear corner of it.
Okay. Here we go. Resolution for 2026 taxes. Adopt final budget for fiscal year 2026. Resolution 2025-15. Advertised in the Reading Eagle on November the 17th at 2025 and posted at the Township Municipal Building on November 17th, 2025. Total general funds 2026 budget is $3,516,607.45. It is hereby resolved and enacted that we, the Board of Supervisors of Tilden Township, hereby adopt the budget for the year 2026, setting forth the estimated expenditures which are hereby appropriated from the revenue available for the current year for the specific purpose set forth, which amounts are more fully itemized in the budget form, which is on file with the township secretary. And of course, we have a copy of the budget. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
No? Okay. Then we need a motion to adopt the final budget for the fiscal year 2026, resolution 2025-15. I'll make that motion to adopt the budget, the final budget. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 2 yeses and 1 no. Levy taxes. Real estate taxes. Resolution 2025-16 is hereby resolved and enacted by the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Tilden that the real estate tax of 1.95 mils on each dollar of assessed valuation, or the sum of $1.95 on each $1,000 of assessed valuation, is hereby levied on all property within the municipality and subject to taxation for the fiscal year 2026 for general government and the maintenance of roads and etc. There is no increase in the tax from last year. Would somebody like to make a motion for resolution 2025-16?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-16 concerning property tax, real estate tax.
Okay. Is there a second? I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Other taxes, resolution 2025-17. All other taxes to remain in effect. 1/2 of 1% real estate transfer tax. Local service tax at $52 and 5% amusement tax. Do we have a motion to approve resolution 2025-17?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-17.
Okay. Is there a second? Richard second?
Yeah.
Richard second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. West Hamburg Street Light, resolution 2025-18. It is hereby resolved and enacted by the Board of Supervisors of Tilden Township to levy a street light tax of $1 per front foot for street lights in West Hamburg for the fiscal year 2026. Do we have a motion for resolution 2025-18?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-18.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye. Yeah, aye.
Okay. Streetlight Tilden tax. Streetlight tax Tilden Industrial Park. Resolution 2025-19 is hereby resolved and enacted by the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Tilden to levy a streetlight tax on the Tilden Industrial Park at 0.68 mils or 68 cents per 1,000, based upon the assessed valuation for fiscal year 2026. Do we have a motion to approve resolution 2025-19?
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 2025-19.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Fred seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Sewer rate, Tilden Township Industrial Park, resolution 2025-20 is hereby resolved that the sewer rate in Tilden Industrial Park to remain at $180 per quarter, minimum 0 to 16,000 gallons, and $19 per 1,000 gallons above the 16,000 gallon mark for fiscal year 2026.
Make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-20.
I'll second it.
And Richard seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Sewers rates, West Hamburg, the Pleasant Hills Mobile Park, Resolution 2025-21 is hereby resolved that the sewer rate in West Hamburg and Pleasant Hills Mobile Home Park remain at $180 per quarter/lot for fiscal year 2026. I'll make that motion to,
I have one quick question.
okay, good.
I know we talked about this before. I would like to drop it to 160, give them $20 break, instead of the bigger one like we talked about. I think we could handle a $20.
Yeah, we can do that.
Just at the mobile home park?
Oh, is that for the mobile home park?
That's the
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant, well. Where's the one for the residents in West Hamburg? This says West Hamburg.
Oh, this is for both, sorry.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
for both. I just want to make a note so you're aware, the park passes that on to their residents
I
and
know,
it's 180.
I know. Can we do that? I don't know, can we do just West Hamburg? Because I know what's gonna happen, if we give the mobile home park a break, they're not gonna give it to the residents.
No, they're gonna collect
I
it.
mean, I'd like to give it to them too, but
Yeah.
I know how that's gonna
Yeah,
work.
I mean, sewer rates, they're set by district. Sewer rates are set by district. And same with water rates.
Well, we could just
We could just
split
do
off
West Hamburg.
Pleasant Hills. And, or leave that as 180. And
We would have to make another
Have
resolution.
another
though.
resolution.
I know that, I
Just for
realize that.
West Hamburg.
Is that a problem?
Well, I
Not
don't
for
think
me.
your residents
I
are
know,
going to
I
find
know.
that very fair.
They can even do it. What's that?
They're not going to think that's fair. Your residents are not going to think that's fair. You're lowering it for one and not the other.
Yeah.
And you really can't lower it for the park because they're not going to lower, the park's not going to lower their rates.
Oh, I know that.
How are we with, since we paid off the bill?
We have over 600,000 in the account right now.
Yeah.
I'd like to take it lower than that, but I think we can handle the $20 reduction for the residents this year.
May I make a comment?
The park does get a lot of extra
I,
water.
before it got cold and I was walking, I read a memo on their bulletin board. They only started, the trailer park used to pay sewer rate themselves. And it was only this year that they passed it on to each individual resident that they had to pay it themselves. So maybe that'll levy the percent problem, I don't know. But I read that in their on their bulletin board.
Well, no, that the residents are not, the residents there do not pay it to the township. I still bill GSP management for the bulk.
Yeah, because the
Then
memo
they
said
pass that on to their
that
tenants.
that they were gonna start billing the tenants individually.
Yes, that's what they do. They don't pay us.
So they actually could bill the residents there, not only 180, they could bill them $200.
Yeah, they could.
Because the residents thought the township was raising the sewer rates because they were looking at it as a rent increase on their lot. That's how the residents were looking at it when they were complaining, but that's just what
The resident doesn't pay the $480.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's passed on to the,
So you bill, just say the trailer park has 200 lots. So you bill them be $3,600 then, or $36,000?
$36,000.
36,000. Sure then, is that how you bill that?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we own the pipes right up to the house, or do we,
We stop outside
we
the trailer
stop
park.
okay.
So the
I just
trailer
figured
park
if we
plays
did,
in
we
the
could
group.
bill them directly.
Yeah,
The
no,
trailer
it
park.
stays outside. The trailer park maintains all their sewer lines and everything else.
Inside.
We stop, there's a, right outside on the last 90-degree
Right,
turn.
I guess it's just like,
They're-
it's like stopping at the curb and then
Right.
extending,
See,
then the
the
property owner
difference,
extends
the
laterally.
difference you could say for them is they do have a lot of infiltration in on their pipes, and their pipes are maintained by them, so if there is a break in the park,
That's their problem.
it's their problem, they have to fix it. So if there would be a complaint, cause it's $20 higher than outside there, I mean, outside there, we maintain all the pipes, sewer lines right up to the right of way. So that would be the difference with the trailer park, if you left the trailer park at the $20 higher, if you wanted to, however you wanna do it. Cause the trailer park does have to fix all their sewer lines, which are in rough shape and stuff like that. They're continually working on their sewer lines in the park.
But if we lower the rate to $160, okay, and
Yeah, you can.
we will
Yeah.
bill the park
Yeah.
$160.
I mean, if he still charges them 100, that's not on us. We
That's
gave
not on
them-
us,
we
right? We gave them a
If
break.
we're worried about not giving them the break,
Right.
that's on them then, not on us.
Yeah, right.
I mean, how much of a problem would it be to change the resolution and vote on it
Just from 180 to
to 160?
160.
Well, I just change it on
You
the.
change
Yeah,
it,
just change it on the minutes.
Just
On the agenda.
make a motion to amend it and,
So we can just amend it tonight and
right,
pass.
it would be a motion, it would be, I mean, just read it in.
We don't have to have another special meeting, just pass it.
Oh, no,
No,
not at all,
no,
this is a
no.
rate resolution, and it should say in the minutes, be it hereby resolved that the sewer rates in West Hamburg and Pleasant Hills Mobile Home Park shall be $160 per quarter per lot for fiscal year 2026, and that is resolution number 2025-21.
We don't need an amendment.
No, no
No, we're
amendment
just
needed.
changing the rates.
Right,
I mean,
and then you'll just write up the
what are your guys'
resolution
thoughts
at
on it?
160.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right.
$20, yeah,
I think $20.
yeah, that'll be helpful.
and maybe they will give it to them there.
I hope so. It'd be nice. At least we can't say we didn't give them a break.
Okay. So-
I'll make that motion.
Okay, you made the motion for $160 for resolution 2025-21. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Richard seconded, Fred made the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Water rate, resolution 2025-22 is hereby resolved that the water rate for the commercial district will be $7 per 1,000 gallons for the fiscal year 2026. Any questions on that? If not,
We're okay as far as money for the water system?
There's a little over 300,000 in
Yeah,
the
that's
account right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
We have some pretty major repairs coming up with the
Yeah.
tank and whatnot, but
yeah, plus we're gonna be,
Well, hopefully we can get some of that grant money.
Yeah.
okay, so who would like to
I'll
make?
make the motion
Okay,
for resolution 2025-22.
I'll second it.
Richard made the motion, Fred seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Fire tax, resolution 2025-23 is hereby resolved and enacted by the Board of Supervisors of the Township of Tilden that the fire tax of 0.40 mils on each dollar of assessed valuation or the sum of 40 cents on each $1,000 of assessed valuation is hereby levied on all property within the municipality and subject to taxation for the fiscal year 2026 for fire service. Note, no increase.
I'll make a motion, we adopt resolution 2025-23.
I'll second it.
Fred made the motion, Richard seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Subdivision and land development,
you did that.
we did
Yeah, that's
that.
done.
Okay.
It's done.
Approved notice of meeting for 2026. There is a highlight here that we have for November the 11th, and that's for a regular meeting. And that falls on
Veterans Day,
Veterans Day, and that's a holiday for
that is
us.
a holiday.
Okay. So what's your pleasure as far as moving it to another date?
Africa.
10th effort.
Yeah, we do that. I'm off that day.
Do we want to make it for the next day?
Well, we did 3 having meetings, it would be,
Huh?
so we've been off, we've been before us, been having meetings, we monitor.
It's their day off. It's their day.
That's what I said, we don't need them here for the meeting. I don't care. You wanna make it the 12th, I'm okay with that.
12th?
With the 10th.
Chris?
Yes.
November the, 2026, November, instead of November the 11th, which is Veterans Day, it would be on the 12th. It's a Thursday. You're okay with that?
It'll probably have to be without me, but I'll either send somebody.
Right.
Or would the 10th work for you, Joe?
No, any time in the second week of the month is gonna be a problem.
The 12th is okay? Oh. I'll make a motion to approve the notice of meeting for 2026.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, the next thing here is the approval of Arlen Westner as the hauler for 2026. Arlen hauls or stone from Birch Products to Tilden Township at a cost of $5.50 per ton. And if we need him for snow removal, we have different rates for different trucks, from $85 to $110. If we need a tri-axle dump truck haul, if we have a really heavy snow, we'll need that. Any questions on this proposal?
That's only the only proposal we got.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's the only proposal we got.
Yeah, it's the only proposal.
I know
we got.
usually we have 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I sent out 3.
Yeah. I'll make the motion to approve Arlen Westner for official hauler as needed.
Okay, I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, let's see here. Accept the resignation of Janelle Martin, effective November the 17th, 2025.
I'll make that motion, Gene, to accept Janelle Martin's resignation, effective 11/17/2025.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Fred seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Oh, did you say aye?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next is to adopt resolution 2025-24 Tilden Township Employee Handbook and Policy Manual. This is the policy manual. Monica, you spent quite a bit of time on this, very neatly done.
So I gave you a new copy with suggested adjustments, changes that I received from Joan and Fred.
There was very little, actually.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, you know, I mean,
Fred,
As-
you one comment, I still didn't understand what you wanted changed.
What was that?
I didn't change anything. It was the, hold on, I have your sheet here.
was that the comment on
It was the,
anonymous?
Media?
yeah, the anonymous.
Oh, the anonymous.
Anonymous complaint, yeah. I did not understand what you were referring to there. Because that language is already there. That was page 3.
Page 8.
Page 8.
Oh, sorry, page 8, yeah, next one down. 3 would be the same.
contact information, optional or anonymous complaints, but anonymous may limit follow-up actions.
Right.
Isn't that what we do kind of right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had just suggested putting in there, it could limit investigation and
Oh, you
follow-up
wanted-
actions. And that was simply because if we don't know, say we need more information, you know, we get a
Right.
very vague
Right,
complaint.
right.
Well, who do you call to find out more about it?
Yeah, who do you get more information
Right.
from?
Well, but it says may limit follow-up actions, that encompasses everything.
That would account for the investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Matter of fact, maybe
if that's
following
understood,
actions,
then
yeah,
fine.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Fred, Richard, do you have any questions on the manual?
No.
Okay. Do you have any questions on the manual?
I think it's very good,
Yeah.
especially compared to when we rewrote the one a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Remember, it started out, the previous supervisors, we don't know why we have to do this stupid thing, but here it is. That was the preface.
I think that one gave a year vacation after 15 years.
It
What
was
that?
5 years after 15 years, 5 years per year of service.
5 years
Oh,
of
5 years,
vacation.
5 years of vacation after 15 years of service.
Are we open for questions? I have a couple that I want to be sure that you'll bring back answers to, because I
We're
don't.
almost finished.
Okay.
Yeah, we're almost finished.
Yeah, we have 2 more to go after this.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
it was just the way it was so negative. So we have to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
But we need to do
Yeah,
this.
you need to.
No, it's important. It's
Yeah, it's
important to have your
important, yeah.
policies.
Sure.
Fred, the other suggestion you had was in relation to the healthcare waiver stipend. I did not include break it down to an hourly wage. I just left it at the 280, which is 80 hours at $3.50 an hour. That way it's listed as a stipend and can't be confused or interpreted as an hourly wage.
Oh, okay.
That's what I did.
I just thought, well, if you would increase it or decrease it for some reason,
Well, then it would
you'd
just
have to
increase or
amend it.
decrease that number.
Okay.
Okay. So,
And then it was understood, the other thing about employees communicating with the public,
Yes.
that if somebody calls Bill about a crime that was committed,
Right, he would.
he's not speaking on behalf of the township, he's speaking on behalf of the
Right.
police.
right.
Or Mike's out working on a road, and WFMZ comes up, hey, what's going on here? He's not acting as a spokesman for the township.
Right.
He's just providing information.
Right, and any media inquiries should be referred back to the manager.
They should be,
Yeah.
but you don't have to get permission first, is what I'm saying, for something like that.
Okay.
We trust you guys.
So, we need to adopt a resolution 25-24, Tilden Township Employee Handbook and Policy Manual. Do we have a motion to adopt this?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-24.
Okay. Do we have a second? I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
2 yeses and 1 no?
Yep.
Okay. Next is, and do you have this?
I have this, yes, I incorporated all of your comments and also all of Mr. Balthazar's comments into the memorandum of understanding to ensure that the responsibilities for both the township and the Patriotic Work Sons of America were clearly laid out.
Right. And did you change that last number 5?
For the plaques returned to the.
Yes, the plaques would be returned to the township in the event that the,
I know that's
I have it in here. Okay, and will, township will retain the memorial plaques.
Okay, yes. Okay, we've talked about this for a while already. This is the memorandum of understanding with the Patriotic Order Sons of America for the maintenance of the monument. The township has certain responsibilities, and the Patriotic Sons of America have other responsibilities. We have laid these out several times, and now we have a finished product. Do you have any questions? And that,
I just want to clarify something. So basically, we supply the materials that they need to
Right.
maintain it.
That's correct.
Basically
Right.
what it sounds
right.
Right, they, right.
They pretty much put the labor in unless it's something that's a skilled labor, like pointing the brick. And
Right, exactly.
We handle that.
We'll handle pointing the bricks.
Yeah.
But upon notice by the Patriotic Order of Sons of America, we, the township, purchased materials to repair the memorial monument, including but not limited to quarters and base.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Yeah. We supply the product, they do the legwork, except for the pointing.
Right, that,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve the draft memorandum of understanding with the Patriotic Order Sons of America for the maintenance of the monument. Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion, Gene.
Okay, Richard made the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Fred seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, we have only one more thing, and I'm going to turn that over to Monica, because this is a letter of support, and this is in reference to digging.
Yeah, this is from Pennsylvania 811. We did this last year as well. They requested us to, I would say recognize April 2026 as Safe Digging Month.
Right.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So if somebody wants to dig on their property, they should call 811.
PA1 call.
PA1 call,
Right.
correct.
Right. Okay.
Does anybody not know what that is? What it is they come in and they'll check for water lines, electrical lines in the ground before you do any digging. That way you're not hitting them with a backhoe or a trencher or whatever and ripping them out. They'll identify, they'll paint lines on the ground and everything, or on the street or whatever.
Yeah, that's when you see those orange lines.
Yeah, there'll be blue lines, red lines.
Clarified by.
Is that
What's the minimum depth you have to have that clarified?
Anything.
anything?
Anything.
Yeah, hand shovel digging. You're supposed to, even for hand shovel digging, you're supposed to pretty much for anything.
Right, because lines can be very shallow.
If you hand dig and hit your cable line or something like that, and you didn't call one call, you're responsible to get it fixed. If you called and they marked it, and you hit it somewhere where they didn't mark it, they're liable for it. So that's how it goes.
Just helps you out so you know what
Yeah.
that stuff is before you accidentally destroy something.
And it's free.
Yeah,
It's free.
Yeah, it doesn't cost me.
We didn't make it. Okay. Who would like to make a motion to support the Pennsylvania 811 Safety Digging Month of April 2026?
I'll make that motion, Gene.
Okay. Richard made the motion.
I'll second it.
And Fred seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Okay, so we want to go back to.
Yep, we'll go
all right.
back. Yep.
Let me just tell you what I think, what my course of action is going to be, and I think, and the townships should be. First of all, I appreciate the reports of spraying during snowfall, because they're not supposed to be doing that during rain and snow. So I'm going to be advising their attorney of that, because, that'll be tomorrow morning. Also, I'm going to be posing the question of where the water that is now in the lagoons is going to be going, because I think that's a very good question, where that's going to be drained to. In addition, I'm going to discuss this in detail legal counsel at the DEP regional office on Elmerton Avenue, the Southeast Regional Office in Harrisburg. Follow up with a letter. Sometimes a polite but firm letter on law firm letterhead will move these things up on the pile. You've all already made complaints to DEP, gotten some investigation, but not enough. So I think the way to move it up on the pile is to talk to them myself. The one other action that I think the township needs to take, and I've emailed this during the month, is that we've retained a hydrogeologist, but also we need to be ready with a water testing firm. I had contacted Team Ag in Ephrata during the month. They got back to me right away, but unfortunately they're conflicted out. The firm that is best equipped to, I believe, handle this type of testing is one that specializes in nutrient management plans, and agriculture, and that's Rose Tree Consulting Specialties. Now, one thing I'm going to just tell you, they are based in Shillington. I know that there have been concerns raised about a Berks-based firm. These
Actually,
are
a solicitor from another county told me.
Well, you know what? Just because somebody says it doesn't make it the truth. A certified firm is not going to risk their certification. That's too valuable. If this is a certified firm for this type of testing, I would very much.
They come out and test a lot of the farmland around us.
Right. I would recommend that we retain them for this service.
And I did check that out on the internet, and they,
Check Rose Tree?
and yes.
Yeah, they're by far
And they
most
are
qualified.
specialized in,
Right, and
agricultural.
I mean, Team Ag is obviously the best answer in Ephrata. However, they already do work for some of the Jerkowitz properties, so obviously they can't help us. But as long as this one doesn't, that's what I would recommend. And it speaks well for Team Ag that they immediately said, no, we can't do this, and they got right back to me.
And they would be the ones to test the soil.
Soil and water.
And water.
Right,
yes.
so I recommend that you authorize me to make an inquiry and
I got one
retain
quick
them.
question.
Yeah,
Do they come up and get the samples, or do we have to supply the samples?
No,
they would come up and get them as a
Okay.
testing firm. But they would advise us to the best places to test to get both the baseline and further downstream. And I think that's where it needs to go.
I think that's excellent. That is the start of the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than the beginning, but I think that's something that's needed because we've taken the steps as far as contacting Jerkowitz. We've gotten some questions answered, which is good, and we've gotten some things done that need to be done. But the fact that they're still spraying while the ground is frozen and there's snow and rain falling is concerning. And that needs to be looked into. And I think that maybe that means that maybe it's not getting through to them as it should, and that's why I think some contact with DEP and council in Harrisburg and the Elmerton Avenue.
Well, with that and also the firm.
So what I would like is a motion to amend the agenda for a motion to authorize the retention of a consultant.
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to
Authorize retaining a consultant, and then we'll take an actual.
Right.
An actual.
Authorize for the consultant. Yeah. So I make that motion.
I'll second
Is that allowed, are you allowed to amend because it's gonna, require money?
I think for something that we're not going to sign the agreement. Actually, it'll be at the start of your term where the agreement will be signed. So it's simply an inquiry and get the get a letter of engagement, but but the letter of engagement wouldn't be able to be signed until January 5th, so I'd like to have it then. So at that point, you'll make that motion and the expenditure will take place.
Okay. You made the motion? Richard? No, I made the motion.
Yeah, I second it.
Yeah, you second it. I'm sure of memory.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay.
Okay, so a motion to allow the solicitor to make inquiry of Rose Tree Consulting and to procure an engagement letter.
Who would like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion, Gene.
Okay.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, ayes have it.
Okay. Now, at this point, you
Yes.
have wanted to
Yes.
make some comments?
Yeah, I just had some questions. Thank you for that. Just as a clarification, then, if someone could answer, what's the difference between a lagoon and a holding pond, and what are the specifications about? There, 2 months ago when I was here, another citizen raised a concern about those being open, that in her research, they needed to be covered.
Right, I believe that the lagoons are covered at most times, because that issue came up in my conversation with Attorney Hawes because of the digester bacteria that they are, microbes that they are going to be using. And I believe that I was told that those lagoons are covered at most times.
There are aerial photos of them.
Not covered?
No.
All right, I'll get clarification on
And I'm sorry, I think it was it Senator or Jamie Barton?
Jamie Barton.
When you went up, someone had seen them open. There are no.
It was open when I was,
yeah.
yes, they were
Okay.
pumping out of it at the time.
I believe
Yeah.
you said that the fat layer on top was considered.
Yes, yeah, they consider that to hold in the odor, which,
Yeah, it's a fat layer, and then what they call the clear water, and then the hard debris, you know, and they skim off the middle, but the fat lays on top, and the sun can come down and purify that particular water underneath, and that's what creates the smell when it's pumped out.
So, and this is changing because of the extra emulsifiers they're going to be adding.
Right, and they're going to be using a new system of some sort. I will get clarification as to whether the lagoons are covered though.
So that might
I
have.
don't think they are.
Yeah, I'll check that.
More specifically, what are the laws, and where is this, in terms of size and containment of this amount of liquid and the FP,
Yeah,
the FPR.
I'd have to research as far as size limitations.
That's my I would like an answer on that, size limitation.
I think it all depends on the processing. I did some research on that, and most lagoons are open, you know, and they have different. You have a lagoon here, and that lagoon water goes into the other lagoon, and that goes into another lagoon.
It's very much like sewage treatment. I mean,
Yes.
that's the way sewage treatment is. It goes from tank to tank.
Yeah. So, it was really a lesson to me because I never even heard of lagoons before this meeting. Well, not this meeting, but this situation.
And that question of where is the current water going to be?
Yeah.
That's something that I'm going to find out. I think it was raised tonight, and it's a good question. It's an important question.
I'm also really concerned that based on all the well reports that there's not a letter to residents saying, this is happening in neighboring wells, you might want to have this checked. I mean, these are children around us and very vulnerable people that are drinking their well water.
This is actually happening. We can't go accusatory.
Well, we have well reports and we have well water reports. How can you? What do you mean that this is actually happening?
You have to make sure that it is coming from the duck farm.
I didn't say that. I just said maybe a letter. You know, your neighbor wells have been noted in testing to have this amount of E. coli present. This is unhealthy. You know, this is dangerous.
Remember also that most who have a well do have it tested periodically, just as good household maintenance. And have a treatment system.
In an ideal world, you know, these are middle income, working people, busy lives, raising kids. I mean, you have this knowledge, this awareness that it's unsafe.
We realize that, but then we also have to have proof.
I'm not
Of
saying
where it
about
came
Jergowitz.
No, I'm not saying Jergowitz either.
I'm just
But
saying that you do
because
have
your
proof.
well's contaminated, it could have came from over here, could have came from over there, could have came from over there. We have to prove that.
If someone was eating at a salad bar with E. coli on it, wouldn't you want them to tell you so you didn't get deathly ill? I mean, this is a light.
We can't do anything without proof of where it came from.
I'm not. You can't set a letter to residents saying, "Hey, your wells might be
A general notification to the community saying there's been wells contaminated in the area.
Oh,
You might
us.
want-
Yeah, I mean,
Just a letter from this township.
And you don't mention Jerkowitz,
But yet
just
we
say
have
Jerkowitz.
Yeah,
There's
maybe
contamination
the,
of wells.
You just said
maybe the
it
appropriate.
has been reported.
Right, maybe the appropriate thing to do is a notice on the township website
And
and
code
in a
red.
newsletter saying that it's you know, and I'm sure that there's an association that has recommendations for testing, and you can even say, many, in an agricultural area, many wells will show high levels of coliform, E. coli, and nitrates, which may be harmful to human and animal health. We recommend that you get your well tested periodically, kind of like a know the facts type.
I think that's a great idea.
Something like that, and maybe something as simple as putting it on the website or a newsletter.
And how far do we spread that through the whole township?
Everywhere, just a general notification. Look, it's good household maintenance.
Good house. It's
household
acting.
maintenance. If you have a well, to have that well tested every now and then, just like every 3 years, you get your septic system.
Could you use
Like you
offer,
do in the
could you use
newsletter.
offer, like,
Yeah.
have, that people can pick up free test kits at the township or something?
Yeah, I think that's taking it further. I think it's just a recommendation, residents to periodically get their wells tested, because this is, again, an area where there are a high concentration of agricultural uses. And it's just a good idea for everybody. I mean, Gene said he has his well tested. He's not near any of the duck farms, any of those properties.
When I first met you, Jen, you used the words "in good faith." I think that would be like acting in good faith, being responsible. I think that's the responsible thing to do.
We can put a general broadcast out.
Yeah, not connected to the George farm or anything.
Yeah.
It's just, again, it's just.
I'm not quite sure about a mailing because,
No.
you know, but on the
Right.
Facebook.
Post it on our website.
Website, social media, I mean, it's just,
Next year on the newsletter.
Right.
Yeah.
That would. Do you need to make a motion about that, or?
No,
Okay.
No,
You can do.
no expenditure about that. It's a few lines of text.
Okay.
Just make a list of a couple things for house maintenance and put that in it.
So
Don't just gear, what I'm trying to say
Don't
is,
cause a panic.
don't necessarily gear it to
Right,
that
yeah.
one thing. Put a couple things in there as part of it.
So
that way we don't create.
my final concern is more specific, because the last meeting I was here, someone spoke about these photos being given the next day without right to know, and I appreciate that you suggested that, you know, this right to know needs to be filed for anyone requesting documents here. What I'd really like to know also is what qualifications were waived for Monica to become the township manager here. I would like an answer to that, because I understand there were qualifications waived. And I'd like to know how the approval process went for her to get her master certification for zoning. I'd like some answers to that.
Well, township officials are expected to keep up their training. This is not a master's degree from a university. This is some courses.
I understand, but the kind
Center
of
for
the,
Excellence in Local Government, or it's commendable for a township official to keep up their training, as Monica has done. It's expected, and perhaps even above and beyond what is expected. That's part of the job.
that doesn't fall to, so she's now kind of taking a leadership role in the zoning plan? No,
it hasn't
okay.
changed her role with respect to zoning, but it helps her be more effective in her job when someone comes in with a plan that she had better understands.
Well, I really question her competency because of what happened in this appearing revolving door with the duck farm. And then also this board waiving qualifications for her to become a
Well, there's
township
no
manager.
There's no qualifications
There-
in the second-class township code for a manager. Experience can be the equivalent of education, for example, and that's routine. This is not civil service.
What was in place prior? I mean, maybe next time, if I could know. What was in place prior that was waived?
That just came in.
No, I'm talking about the qualifications that were changed, that this board approved to be changed, I understand.
How long have you been employed by the township? This is many years.
Since 2017, 2020, I believe, is when they made me manager.
Yeah, and you graduated.
We had a manager before her.
That changed
for many
was
years.
5 years of experience,
Sure.
instead
Yeah,
of 3.
right.
But all the other qualifications stayed the
Right.
same.
And since she's been
At that
manager,
time, we
she
didn't
just
have one.
graduated from the Pennsylvania State Association.
So it
she
was-
took a lot of courses. She just came back from 3 courses.
Okay, but, you know, to turn around and give photos the very next day
Well,
after a meeting.
That was upon recommendation.
I gotta say something. Mr. Jurgowitz would have been handed those photos by the police department because there was a criminal investigation.
I went to the
trespass.
police department to get a file that I reported something.
Right.
And you wouldn't even give it to me, and I was the one who filed the
If it's a
report.
criminal investigation, it's exempt from public record. We had to show those
This is
photos
he's
to
being
Mr. Jurgowitz.
he's being investigated
We
for
had to
criminal
show
activity.
The
For
person who took the photos was being
He's
investigated
being-
for criminal investigative activity.
Jurgowitz is being.
No, the person who took the photos.
All the more reason for her to not turn it over to Jurgowitz the very next day.
I'm sure if you would let me speak, we had to show the photos to Mr. Jurgowitz simply to know which property of this is yours. If it turned out that the person trespassed on one of the many other duck farm properties, we would have to turn that investigation over to another police department. It turned out to be the property at 189 G's Lane. That's all Mr. Jurgowitz saw those photos by us. We would have shown them anyway.
So he got the photos from you, or he got them from Monica?
He was shown them by then, but in the end, he would have been called by our department anyway. Our criminal investigator made contact with Mr. Jurgowitz.
Well, I suggest that the township does take the regular course of action.
We would have bypassed that, having nothing to do with the township, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm saying Monica had no right to give him, whether he would have gotten them later or not. And I'm questioning the competency and the qualifications and also the revolving door that's happening here. It's not fair. Oh, we know, this is my minute to talk. We know about the relationship.
Okay. Would you
Yep.
please sit down?
I would like some answers to my questions.
Thank you for your comment.
Please enjoy a beer at my brother's brewery, Millworks, or a meal at, you'll be in Harrisburg? Great. It's a great place. It's a great place.
I'm not going to Harrisburg.
The DEP's in Harrisburg. Elmerton Avenue, you said you were gonna go there?
No,
We're done with the.
You said you're gonna go take a
We're over the
trip to
3-minute
Harrisburg.
allotment, Way over the 3-minute allotment now.
Did you not just say you were gonna take a trip to Harrisburg?
In detail with council, that's by phone, I'm not making a trip to Harrisburg.
I heard you say you're gonna go to Elmerton Avenue. I know right where that is with it.
Elmerton Avenue.
Okay, this is not getting us anywhere. Joan told you what she's gonna do.
I just want some follow through. It was 3 months ago that I was here and nothing changed.
A motion to adjourn.
Nothing
You're wasting my
changed.
time. I gotta go home and watch
You
TV.
Okay.
It's been seconded.
3 months, and
All
people
in
have E.
favor?
coli in their
I have
wells.
it. Thank you very much.
That's a life-threatening thing.
Hey, Mike. What were you doing talking down here?
No, wait, just one thought?
Yes, sir.
On Facebook?
Off the road. Today? No, I think. I mean, they have like 12
I don't know what it is.
I'm in Chief. I would like to know why you're in your body cam on and film that.
Yes, oh, yeah, we are. But I wasn't in, I didn't come in. Yeah. Yeah.
You're here.
Okay.
Why didn't you have your body cam on and film that?
Because I'm not on patrol, so it's not violating policy. And this meetings are being recorded.
Oh, yeah.
I know. What's that? Yes, sir. Yes, They have all that. No, ultra protective patches.
You see, I don't understand.
I know I don't know if they do, I haven't seen one in a while, but they are assigned a number, they have an actual badge number. Do you know his name? I mean, I can find out if people's names are.
I don't understand.
Yes.
When they come and do what we're asking. I don't understand. They're right away. There's a spill on the highway.
And it was the water.
Yeah, the spreadsheet, yeah. The one thing,
Okay, when was that?
properties and the properties and.
Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
I should get